It was almost 1 o'clock when the doorbell rang. It was such a strange sound, under even stranger circumstances. The whole country had been in quarantine for over 2 weeks, and no one had rang the bell since then. Almost apprehensively, I walked to the front door and looked behind the window screen. A man with a face mask, joined by a little girl no more than 9 carrying a doll, stood behind my brand new forged iron gate. My father, who had been cutting the grass in our garden, reached the man and the little girl first. The man asked for food, anything at all to eat. My father, finding himself in such a predicament and looking dirty and tired from cutting the grass with scissors, told the man that he was almost in the same situation, so he could not help. As I watched the man and the little girl leave empty-handed, I felt helpless and upset. But life carried on, and I needed to move on.
Hey Rob, look at my new wolf I just bought in this game. Oh, I got 800 Robux! I got 10k Robux. How come you bought so hard 10,000 Robux? I knew only about me 800!
Do you want to know how many people are starving right this minute? And you entitled brat want me to tell you what I don't give you 800 Robux cubes? This, I'm gonna take this hammer and crush your iPad, so you know what it is like to be locked down without an iPad.
Rocket food!
Great! Now I not only needed to live with the memory of the starving eyes of the man with the mask, but also of me threatening to destroy my son's iPad with a hammer. Okay guys, after all of the drama today, I got pizza as I'm sorry. You know guys, I have a little story to tell you, and it's for real, okay? Please remember this story because I hope that you never have to live it. I remember I was in 4th grade when my dad ran out of money. We were so broke that we could only afford an egg and a small bread each for breakfast. One morning, I was helping my dad cook breakfast when I accidentally dropped my uncooked egg, smashing it against the floor. To make matters worse, a stray cat had gotten into our kitchen and ate our bread at night, and my father was furious for smashing my egg, and he blamed me for eating the bread, though it was not me, it was the cat. For the first and only time in my life, I went to school without breakfast. It took me just one day to realize what it meant to go to school hungry, and I found it really humiliating. This is why I grow mad when my children are picky eaters, when I see a child without food. It really breaks my heart. I had barely finished doing the dishes and hanging the laundry when the doorbell rang. Even though it was quarantine, my dad could go out to the supermarket. We had just run out of dish soap, so he left to get some. I thought my dad had lost his keys, so I went to open the door.
¿Tú? ¿Cómo entraste?
La puerta estaba abierta.
señor es mi abuelo.
¿Y dónde está tu abuelo?
Durmiendo en el parque.
Mira, tú no deberías estar sola, las calles están desiertas. Es peligroso para una niña como tú.
Por favor, por favor. Solo quiero jugar con los niños y tu perro. Y siempre estoy en el hospital sin nadie a jugar con.
¿Estabas en el hospital? ¿Por qué?
Porque yo tenía el virus.
No, tenías ese virus terrible. ¿Dónde está tu mamá y tu papá?
Están muertos del virus.
Lo siento mucho. ¿Cómo te llamas?
María.
María, yo de verdad siento mucho dolor por lo que has pasado, pero no puedes estar acá. Por favor, márchate al parque. Mira, voy a llamar a la policía, que viene una policía mujer que te venga a recoger, ¿ok? Quédate donde estás, llamo a la policía y ellos te llevan, ¿de acuerdo? No te muevas, voy a llamar a la policía. By the time I called the police, Maria was gone. I could only pray that she would be okay and find her grandpa and find help. The police were already on alert looking for her. But a homeless native girl in Colombia would not stand a chance. I hoped she got to her grandpa and somehow they could go back home or find the help they needed. I could hear the kids play with each other and Max, our big old dog, in the garden. I swear my kids sounded as if many more kids were playing with them. They were so noisy and boisterous. The kids continued playing for another half an hour before I called them for dinner. They did not want to come. They were so entertained. Ralph was so absorbed in his conversation. He loved making faces to Max through the window, but this was a new one. It was close to 10 p.m. and I finally had peace and quiet to look at my favorite TV shows in iTunes. When I heard the rattle of opening and closing drawers in the kitchen and the scolding voice of my daughter.
Snacking again, Ralph. No. What happens if the quarantine goes longer and you eat all the food in one night, huh? But I'm not snacking. I'm not. I'm preparing food for Maria and Mayuya, her doll. Look, I have rice. You can see them. I have vanilla. I have piece of little cake. And red beans. I'm just going to give her a little surprise. Chocolate check. Oh! Para Maria y Mayuya. This Ralph y Sahara. How nice of you, Ralph. Okay, we'll leave it here. And tomorrow we'll put it next to the fountain. Come on, let's go to bed. Let's go to sleep now.
I ask for a moment's indulgence to sit by thy side. The works that I have in hand I will finish afterwards. Away from the sight of thy face, my heart knows no rest nor respite. And my work becomes an endless toil in a shoreless sea of toil. Today the summer has come at my window with its sighs and murmurs. And the bees are plying their minstrelsy at the court of the flowering grove. Now it is time to sit quiet. Face to face with thee. And to sing dedication of life. In this silent and overflowing leisure.
Esta muñeca le perteneció a mi nieta María. Hoy, María hubiese cumplido 10 años, pero el virus le quitó la vida el mes pasado. Por favor, cuiden esta muñeca. Se llama Mayuya.